Most people think starting a garden is a long-term commitment. You picture months of waiting, watering, and praying that fine. And then maybe if the weather cooperates and the bugs stay away, you get a tomato sometime in late summer. But here's the thing, nobody tells beginners some of the most rewarding crops on the planet don't make you wait at all. In about 30 days, sometimes less, you can go from dropping a seed into a raised bed to putting fresh food on your plate. No greenhouse, no fancy equipment, no green thumb required. A raised bed actually gives you a head start here because the loose, well-draining soil warms up faster in spring and lets roots take off quickly. That speed is exactly what fast crops need. So if you have ever wanted that instant gratification win to keep you motivated, this list is for you. Grab your seeds and let's get growing. Number 1, radishes. If there is a king of the 30-day garden, it is the humble radish. Radishes are famous for being one of the fastest vegetables you can grow from seed. Quick varieties like Cherry Belle or French Breakfast can be ready to pull in as little as 22 to 30 days. That is barely 3 weeks from seed to crunch. They are also about as beginner-proof as gardening gets. You sow the seeds directly into the bed about ½ an inch deep, cover them, and water. There is no transplanting and no seed starting trays to fuss with. The one trick to remember is spacing. Radishes need a little elbow room to actually form a bulb, so thin out the seedlings to about 1 inch apart once they sprout. Crowded radishes put all their energy into leaves instead of roots. They love cool weather, which makes them perfect for early spring and fall planting. And because they grow so fast, you can sow a fresh row every couple of weeks for a steady supply. Gardeners call this succession planting, and radishes are the ideal crop to learn it on. Number 2, arugula. If you have ever paid premium prices for a tiny clamshell of arugula at the grocery store, this one is going to feel like cheating. Arugula is a peppery, fast-growing green that is ready to harvest astonishingly quickly. You can start snipping baby leaves in around 20 to 25 days, and the plant keeps producing if you harvest it correctly. That is the real magic here. Instead of pulling the whole plant, you just cut the outer leaves and leave the center intact. The plant keeps pushing out new growth, giving you what gardeners call a cut-and-come-again harvest. One small patch can feed your salad bowl for weeks. Arugula thrives in cooler temperatures and partial shade, which makes it forgiving if your raised bed does not get blasting full sun all day. In fact, too much heat makes it bolt, it shoots up a flower stalk and turns bitter, so spring and fall are its sweet spots. Sow the seeds thinly across the surface, barely cover them, and keep the soil moist. Within a few days, you will see sprouts, and within a few weeks, you will be eating restaurant-quality greens you grew yourself. Number 3, loose leaf lettuce. Lettuce gets a reputation for being slow, but that's only true for the big, dense heads like iceberg. Loose leaf varieties are a completely different story. Types like oak leaf, red sails, and salad bowl lettuce give you usable baby leaves in about 28 to 30 days, and you don't have to wait for a whole head to form. Like arugula, loose leaf lettuce is a cut-and-come-again crop. You harvest the outer leaves a few at a time, and the plant regenerates from the center. A single planting can keep producing salads for over a month before it's spent. Lettuce has shallow roots, which is another reason it loves raised beds. The fluffy, controlled soil in a raised bed gives those roots the loose texture they prefer, and the good drainage prevents the rot that can plague lettuce in heavy ground. Keep it watered consistently because lettuce is mostly water and turns bitter if it gets stressed and dries out. Plant it in cooler weather or give it a little afternoon shade and you'll have crisp, tender leaves on tap. Number 4, spinach. Spinach is one of the most nutrient-dense things you can grow. And the good news is you don't have to wait long for it. Baby spinach leaves are typically ready to pick in around 30 days, while fuller leaves take closer to 40 to 45 days. Since baby spinach is tender, mild, and exactly what you'd pay top dollar for in a salad mix, that 30-day baby harvest is usually the goal anyway. Spinach is a cool season crop through and through. It germinates best in cooler soil and tends to bolt the moment summer heat arrives. That makes it an ideal early spring or fall planting, and your raised bed's faster warming soil helps you sneak in an early start. Sow the seeds about half an inch deep and keep the bed consistently moist. As the plants grow, you can either harvest individual outer leaves to keep the plant producing or cut the whole young plant at once. It's worth noting that spinach is loaded with iron, vitamin K, and folate, so this is one of those crops where the speed and the nutrition both work in your favor. Number 5, bok choy. If you want to branch out beyond the usual salad greens, baby bok choy is a fantastic and surprisingly fast option. Also called pak choy, this mild Asian green forms crisp white stalks topped with dark green leaves. Baby bok choy can be ready to harvest in about 30 days, while full-size heads take a bit longer, around 45. It is a member of the cabbage family, but unlike its slow-growing cousins, the baby version sprints to the finish line. You can harvest the entire small head at once, or take outer stalks and let the center keep growing. Bok choy prefers cooler weather and steady moisture. Like spinach, it can bolt in heat, so it performs best in spring and fall. In a raised bed, give each plant a few inches of space so the stalks can plump up nicely. The whole plant is edible and versatile. You can throw it into stir fries, soups, or even slice it raw into salads. For a beginner looking to grow something a little more interesting than lettuce, bok choy delivers a real cooking payoff fast. Number 6, mustard greens. Mustard greens are an underrated powerhouse for the impatient gardener. These leafy greens carry a bold, peppery, almost wasabi-like kick, and they grow fast. You can start harvesting tender baby leaves in around 21 to 30 days, depending on the variety and how big you want them. They are incredibly easy to grow from seed sown directly into the bed. Scatter the seeds, lightly cover them, water, and watch them take off. As with most of these leafy crops, harvesting the outer leaves keeps the plant pumping out new growth. Mustard greens love cool weather and will bolt in summer heat, so spring and fall are prime time. The younger leaves are milder, so if you find the spicy bite too strong, simply pick them small. Cooking them down also mellows the flavor considerably. Beyond the kitchen, mustard greens are rich in vitamins A, C, and K. They are the kind of crop that gives you a fast harvest, a punchy flavor, and a serious nutritional boost, all from a packet of cheap seeds. Number 7, green onions. Green onions, also called scallions, are one of the easiest and most forgiving things a beginner can grow. And there are 2 ways to get them fast. The first is from seed. While a full onion bulb takes months, you can harvest slender young green onions in about 30 days, snipping the green tops as you need them. The second method is almost unbelievable. If you buy green onions at the store, do not toss the white root ends. Plant those root sections about 1 inch deep in your raised bed, and they will regrow new green tops in roughly 10 to 14 days. You are essentially getting free, near-instant produce from kitchen scraps. Green onions do not need much space, so they are perfect for tucking into the corners and edges of a raised bed where bigger plants will not fit. They tolerate a range of conditions and do not demand much attention. Just snip the green tops with scissors whenever you need them, and the plant will keep regrowing. It is one of the most low-effort, high-reward crops you can possibly grow. Number 8, baby kale. Kale has a reputation as a slow, tough, all-season crop, and the mature leaves do take their time. But baby kale is a different animal entirely. Harvested young and tender, baby kale leaves are ready in about 25 to 30 days. At that stage, they are soft, mild, and perfect for salads and smoothies, without the chewy toughness people associate with the big mature leaves. To grow it for baby harvest, sow the seeds a little more thickly than you would for full-size plants, since you are cutting them young. Snip the leaves when they are a few inches long, and many varieties will regrow for a second cutting. Kale is genuinely tough and cold hardy, shrugging off light frost that would flatten other greens. That makes it one of the most reliable choices for early spring or late fall, extending your growing season on both ends. It is also one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables out there, packed with vitamins A, C, and K along with antioxidants. Fast, hardy, and ridiculously good for you, baby kale earns its spot on this list. Number 9, cilantro. We'll round out the list with an herb because no fast garden is complete without something to season all that food you're harvesting. Cilantro grows quickly from seed and gives you usable leaves in about 3 to 4 weeks. For an herb that's expensive and wilts almost the moment you get it home from the store, having a fresh supply in your backyard is a real luxury. Sow the seeds directly into the bed since cilantro has a taproot and doesn't love being transplanted. Keep the soil moist and you'll have sprouts within a week or so. Once the plants are a few inches tall, start snipping the outer leaves. Here's the key tip. Cilantro bolts fast in heat, sending up flower stalks and going to seed. To keep a steady supply, plant a small batch every couple of weeks and lean into cooler weather. And if it does bolt, don't despair, because those seeds are coriander, a spice in their own right. A little patch of cilantro tucked into your raised bed means fresh salsa tacos and curries are never more than a few steps away. There you have it. 9 beginner-friendly crops that prove you don't have to wait all season to eat from your own garden. From crunchy radishes to peppery arugula to free regrowing green onions, a raised bed and a little patience, about 30 days worth, is all it takes to start harvesting real food. The best part is that almost all of these are cool season, cut and come again crops, which means one small planting keeps feeding you for weeks. So pick one, plant it this week, and tell us in the comments which crop you tried and how it turned out. If this gave you a reason to finally start that garden, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what to plant next. Happy growing!